Welcome to Great Greys, your one-stop shop to finding winners from the world of greyhound racing. Host David Shortte is joined by Australia's premier greyhound form students, including Harry Buchanan from the Greyhound Insider, Joe Lanuti from Greyhounds HQ, Neil Brown previewing the Sandown action, Sean Matheson looking at South Australian chasing, and Simon Orchard with the latest in New South Wales chasing.
It is right on 10 o'clock and it's time for Great Greys with the one and only David Shortte. And David's logged into his usual line. I'm just listening to the background noise, Shortte. He doesn't look like you're broadcasting from your usual home studio. First of all, good morning. Where are you this morning?
I'm at the airport this morning, Alex. I've just arrived, actually, fortunately, just in the nick of time. I took a couple of days of annual leave and been up north on a couple of mine sites in the north of the state with Will Schofield and Hayden Ballantyne, and really enjoyable bit of entertainment for some of the mining staff over the couple of days, and enjoyed the company of Will and Hayden, and back on deck and ready for a big weekend of racing coming up here locally, but good enjoyable couple of days with a couple of great fellas, and we met a lot of really nice people up there in the north of the state.
So where did you go very quickly?
So Christmas Creek was the second stop and Cloudbreak was the first stop.
Where are those?
They're pretty deep in the north of the state, Alex, it must be said. They've both got their own landing strips, and you get off the plane and basically you're on the work site. So, seeing life on the other side where a lot of these mine site workers they sacrifice so much, and you're away from home. They work 12-hour days. It's real eye-opener for someone like me that's sort of generally always worked in the city and in the standard sort of role. So, it's been good, and it's something I've done probably about 14 or 15 of over the last few years, and always enjoy it.
Very, very good. All right, Shorty. Well, live from Perth Airport, David Shortte about to host Great Grey. So over to you, Shorty. Harry Buchanan's right to go.
Beautiful. Let's catch up with Harry, and no doubt he's pretty fizzed up as well, because we've got a huge night to look forward to at Mandurah on Friday for the Mandurah Cup there at Group 2 level. Great prize money up for grabs. Welcome to you, Harry. How do we find you on this Thursday?
You find me much more comfortable than you, great man, sitting here at home, not having to worry about catching flights and whatnot, but it's superb new visit today, and looking forward to the weekend.
Indeed, I'm glad to be off the plane. You know what it can be like on planes, boys, and I copped the seat in the middle. Unfortunately, if you get in early, the old window seat's not normally too bad, but the jam in the middle is not always a lot of fun. So good to now actually have a bit of leg room to wind up, and it's time to find some winners, aces. We've got a really good program tonight at Mandurah, likewise at Sandown this evening, and tremendous chasing deeper into the weekend. We'll touch on that, of course, on the mail collection on Friday, but before that, it's time to build a bank. Talk us through your thoughts for tonight there at Mandurah.
Yeah, we'll kick it off in race 3 at Mandurah tonight, and to the boys this morning, Di Carmody's taken this dog, Blast of Irish, number 7, up there away from Kennington. Got immediate results last week. I think he can repeat the dose tonight. He can handle the box 7, no problems. It's the box he won out of last week, and his map looks very good. Not a lot of speed around him. I think he'll go close to repeating last week's dose. Go down to race 7. Number 8 here, Teflon Sunny. I think we can back it on each way here. I know it's not his distance. He's probably better off over a bit longer. But look, with simplicity inside him, West on Hazy, they go quick. Watch Me wants to get off on the inside. It just could get a little bit messy here. He hits the line really well, this dog. His last 2 behind Can't Bluff Me and Uncle Tommy, albeit over 400. A strong form line, and he can handle 8 box as well. And he missed his frame once from 4 starts, so we'll back him on the each way basis. So he will be an each way price. And then down to race 10, number 7, Tingy Time Bomb. It's a nice night. He'll come out running again. He's been stepping like his old self lately. I think he'll spear across here and find the arm. And if he does over this 300-metre trip, he won't be for catching here. It's going to be a good go for the lead. He does have superior acceleration when he gets to start right. Race 3, number 7, race 7, number 8, race 10, number 7 at Mandurah this evening, Shorty.
All right, so 3, 7, 7, 8, 10, 7 for H tonight there at Mandurah. We'll now switch our focus to this program at Sandown this evening, and there's one of this breed of greyhound that get back and charge home tonight, going around as the first of your picks.
Yeah, our kind of dog, Shorty. This litter by Droopy Sydney out of my ethanol. has produced a couple of these big booming middle section, last section dogs. One of them is Ethanol Volume, lines up in race 4. They had a crack at the 600 heats last week, didn't handle a corner start. They all got pushed out the back. The drop back to 500's good. This isn't a hard race compared to what they lined up against last week. And Ethanol Volume here, he's around that 650 mark. He's a great each-way bet. If he gets close up the back, he's got a very big last section on him, and they're just continuing to improve these dogs. We'll kick it off with him in race 4. Go over to race 7. This is a final from last week. 2 heats, and we had the dog in box 1 here. I thought she was good last week, Lake Buchanan, and she's only ever had one start out of the 1 box and won that event. She led early last week, or got up there early, and then she came again late. I think she could find the top tonight. A lot of intention. Have a little saver on her out in box 7. She's a faultless beginner, very quick box dog, and she was another one who was very good last week. She actually beat Lake Buchanan in the run of the line. I just think they could probably Quinella it again here. The 7 Spears out, but I just think the red has the draw, so I'm going to back them both there. Down to race 8, number 2, Zinzan Chopper. He's a different dog when he steps up to 600. That's what he gets tonight. He gets a small field to boot around the 270 mark. I was looking for around $3. He's already met with a bit of support in from 320. He could get back out again. A couple of dogs here on the green having his first crack over the 600 will go quick, but if he gets the chopper behind him, he's very strong over that last little bit. He has a great record track and trip, hard to stop. And then we'll round it out with the other bloke in race 9, Ethanol Water in box 6. And he's the other one that gets back and just locks those gaps up the back, or it's a she actually, and she's very, very strong to the line. She had another crack at that 600 last week, or one of the others that did have a go at that distance, and again, just didn't handle that start. Different story back on the straight start here. She's going to be very hard to stop if she can get a close look up the back. So race 4, number 5, race 7, numbers 1 and 7, race 8, number 2, and race 9, number 6, Sandown this evening. Shorty.
Very nicely done, H. Looking forward to those particular races. Let's switch our focus quickly to Friday night down there at Mandurah. I'll go through the market for the punters that haven't heard it in recent times for the big one. The Group 2 Greyhounds WA Mandurah Cup final shapes up as being an absolute cracker. The winning machine, King Tommy, heads it up at $2.75. Crumble Manelli, likely early speed influence at $3.50. Hinto's there at $7.50, as is Runaway to Mars, solidified at $8.50. Nangar Bubbles at $9. Sandpatch at $13 off the inside draw. The second reserve, Custom Manelli at $15. Kanyamir at $17. And the first reserve there, Agent 11, a $51 chance. We talked about it yesterday on the Coast to Coast podcast. King Tommy has just been in sublime recent form. He went to Mandurah last week. First look at the place, was off speed and had to run down Crumble Manelli, which this dog did over the concluding stages, and ran a sizzling 27.10. I can barely remember a dog going better here in WA than what King Tommy is at the moment.
Yeah, that was absurd in the heat last week, what he did up the back. He was that far off Crumble and Co, who were upsetting the pace. I was actually thinking he's going to run a good second here, but goodness me, knows where the line is. He's a complete race dog, this bloke. And 488's not his trip yet. He still put the quickest time on the clock out of all the heats last week. In saying that, this is a much harder task for him this week, and there is 7 quality performers lining up to take him down here. Every one of these dogs can win the Mandurah Cup tomorrow night, and that goes right out to the rank outsider in Kenya Mia, who's a great show. The dog he won, Sandpatch, I really think that they've just missed it here. Crumble will go quick, but he hasn't been stepping consistently, and even if he does, I just think Sandpatch can just drive up behind here, and look, box 1 could be the key. But in saying that, goodness me, Hinto, Nengar, Bubbles, Runaway to Mars, Solidified, they're all quality customers here. If any of them get that luck going into the back, they're going to be awfully hard to stop. In saying that, whoever's leading up the top, if they say green in the rear vision mirror, they could be in serious trouble because, he was outstanding. 275, that's about right. Said to you yesterday, Shorty, I probably don't want to back him, but I don't want to back against him. In saying that, I probably will bet against him, basically because I think the Reds are way over the odds. But he's going to be hard to stop if he gets any luck. King Tommy, great race at the Group 2 level tomorrow night.
It's going to be a very special race, and of course the reopening of Mandurah only a couple of weeks ago. We now get this amazing field for this Group 2 feature. It's going to be one of the races of the year, make no mistake about that. King Tommy, as you've alluded to, there's not a dog in this race that if he landed in the rear view mirror turning for home wouldn't be sweating up like John Candy on a warm day in the Vegas desert. So we'll wait and see how things do pan out over the next little patch there, but it's going to be a wonderful night of chasing at Mandurah. And of course, we've also got Ethan Christian to join us there on the Mail Collection on a Friday afternoon, and we'll be having a really close look at this big program on a Saturday night at Sandown. What an evening of chasing we've got to look forward to there as well. Of course, we've got 4 heats of the Bold Trees to kick off, and then we're into it. 8 heats of the Melbourne Cup. If you don't mind, punters, this is the night of nights. All of those 4 heats for the stayers, 8 heats for the sprinters. It doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah, it's like Golden Easter egg night or Paws of Thunder night, $1 Million Chase semi night. It's invariably they're better than the final night because you've just got quality from start to finish. 4 heats of the Bold Trees to kick us off, and then 8 heats of the Melbourne Cup. I think there's some upsets this year, and I know Ethan will come in and he plays the top end of the market there, and invariably those dogs do go well, and there's some very well boxed dogs in those heats on Saturday night that will probably justify the quote. But there's a couple of question marks too, and I'm going to be sort of working a couple of angles at odds, Shorty, probably from a futures perspective a week later, and see if we can't get a couple of those 100-to-1 shots to win the final home. But in saying that, it is quality all the way through. Really looking forward to it. And, a couple of big names have some questions to answer, and we're going to see that on Saturday night regardless. It's just a night that, as a greyhound fan, you've just got to watch it because, they don't come along very often. It's going to be absolutely superb, and can't wait to get stuck into it tomorrow on the Mail Collection.
Indeed, and as is generally the case when these big series are on, Harry will run his eyeballs over some of the futures markets for both races. Make sure you tune into the Mail Collection tomorrow afternoon. It'll be dropping around 4:30 Western Standard Time, and as always, we'll be having a look at the Mandurah Friday night card, Cannington Saturday night, and then all of the action there on the East Coast for a huge night of chasing on Saturday. And Harry will share his thoughts for the futures plays, as well as all of our standard segments there on the Mail Collection tomorrow afternoon. Harry, appreciate your time as always, mate. All the very best in building a bank there tonight, and look forward to catching up with you. Tomorrow morning you'll be on with the boys on the Sports Daily from 6:30, and then we'll catch up with you 4:30 tomorrow afternoon for the Mail Collection.
Look forward to that, Shorty. Thank you, mate.
There we have it. Harry Buchanan joining us this morning here on Great Grazer. It's now 13 minutes after 10. We'll swing back to Alex in the studio, the first race from Hawkesbury. Thank you very much, Alex. Let's catch up with Jaycin now, get all the mail for tonight's programs up there at Albion Park and Hobart. Welcome to you, JC. How do we find you today?
Yeah, very well, Shorty. How are you, mate?
Yeah, going beautifully, thank you. Time to rip into your thoughts for tonight there, Albion Park. Looking to get involved nice and early on the card.
Yeah, nice 11-race program at Albion Park tonight. They've got 5 heats of the Spark and a nice little 5th grade 600-metre final. I'll kick off in race 2. I've just played the 2 here, Inconspicuous. I think listeners of the radio show would know that I'm a pretty big fan of this dog. He's had 8 starts with 5 wins and was uber impressive last week from box day. He really showed his winning tenacity, leading to attack, and it's been really finished. He's being completely smashed off the map here. He's 2.19 to $1.85. I thought they opened up the wrong price. I thought he deserved to be favourite in front of Buster, who has returned from a pretty bad fall, and it was only fair over the 395 metres. So I think he's going to need a few runs to get his photo back to Buster. I think Inconspicuous in a 5-dog field is very hard to hold out. So that's race 2, number 2, Inconspicuous.
Race 2, number 2, Inconspicuous. On to the third race.
Yeah, best 8 here. I think it gets harder to go back in the best 8. He downed us last week with Tomahawk Hayes. I thought he was really impressive. He showed a lot of box speed, down the front. I thought he was strong enough against Blue Hornet. Blue Hornet got certainly much better position than I thought he would have gotten to. And I thought he had every single chance in the Welsh run to get Data down and did so. So I think Jeff Carter was 14 days in between runs there too. So there could potentially be a bit more improvement in Get Carter. I think he finds the front here once again. Another chance probably gets outside and puts a bit of pressure on him. But I don't think Blue Hornet's got to get as clean a run as he got last start. And I just think at $3.30 is a good bet. So race 3, number 2, Get Carter.
race 3, number 2, Get Carter, and the 30th place tonight there at Albion Park.
Yeah, race 6, best of the night for me in the 30th class, number 1, 7, I've got 7 there. Number 1, 7. This is a litter registered to Magistrate, who she went down to in the Casino Cup heat last week. Magistrate got to go around and short price favourite in that tomorrow. Thought it was really good from box 6. She just put it across Magistrate, and she really shirked the pass. She kept on too hard there. I think getting back to Albion Park would be very suitable for her. Short box 1, she had 4 starts, 3 wins out of box 1. She's got really good mass skill. Rita Hosey Boy's got absolutely 600. Doesn't do much box speed, and what signal that came out. I think she'll find the front on her run here, and prove it very hard to hold out.
Race 2. Race 2, number 2, race 3, number 2, race 6, number 1. So 2, 2, 3, 2, 6, 1 for Jaycin Campbell there tonight at Albion Park. What about at Hobart tonight? Jace, got a couple for us there?
Yeah, I've got up the multi these ones up short. I mean, pretty much off the matching markets have opened up, which is pretty much the tale of the times in this day and age.
Yeah, struggling to...
Sorry?
Yeah. Sorry, just got a bad line with you there this morning, Jay. Struggling to hear you there, mate. We'll try last little bit here for you, a couple there tonight at Hobart.
Yeah, so both these dogs have been heavily supported, so I'm happy to play them at a multi here. Race 1, number 1, Dealer. He gets into a low box here. He's had 2 middle to wide boxes. He's been odds on in both his starts. He has been beaten. However, I think he's obviously trialled the house down. I think in box 1 here will be very suitable for him. He should be able to find the front and be very hard to run down. And race 6, number 5, Alien Force, steps back up to the 461 here. Was a winner in 25.96 in June over this track and trip. $1.85 to $1.65. Good market support and should be very hard to hold out. So that's race 1, number 1, Dealer, and race 6, number 5, Alien Force at Hobart.
All right, race 1, number 1, Dealer, race 6, number 5, Alien Force to go along with Albion Park, 2, 2, 3, 2 and 6, 1. Jace, really appreciate your time as always here on Great Grays. Have a ripper weekend. We'll chat next week.
Too easy. Thanks, Shorty.
There we have it, Jaycin Campbell with the latest, having a look at Albion Park and Hobart for tonight. Now let's get the focus, of course, to this big program at near Sandown tonight. Neil Brown will join us shortly. We will throw back though to Alex for the divvies for race number 1 at Hawkesbury. Also a bit of a guide for race number 1 there at Ballarat. That gets underway at 10:30. Let's catch up now with Neil Brown. Have a look at this big program tonight out there at Sandown. How do you do, Brownie? Nice to be with you on this Thursday.
Yes, I'm well, David. Looking forward to tonight and also on Saturday night with Hughes Night of Racing, heats of the Cup and the heats of the Bowl Trees. So all eyes will be on that meeting, won't they, David, on Saturday night?
You're not joking, Brownie. It's one of the best nights of chasing I've seen for a long time. 4 heats of the Bold Trees, 8 heats of the Sandown Cup. Something for everybody. You've got the hottest sprinters and some of the best stayers in the land, all in the same spot at the same time. So can't wait for that there on a Saturday night. Before that, though, we need to find a few winners tonight out there at Sandown. Talk us through your thoughts for the early quaddie.
Yeah, early quad, we've got a couple of maiden semis to kick off, races 1 and 2. I thought it was pretty difficult, the early quad. I've gone fairly wide. Ramrocks I've got on top in the first, 5, 1, 6, 2 I'm going to take. The Punga Reward is the grand I've got on top in the second race, 5, 6, 1 and 7 I'm going to take in that. We come to a restricted win, 5.95, race number 3. I think Big Smoke Fox might be the one to beat from box number 2. I'm going to take 1, 3 and 8, 2, 1, 3 and 8. And in the last leg of the quaddy, race number 4, a restricted win heat here over the 5.15. I really like Here Comes Pretzel from box number 4. And I think he presents good value. I know he's $1.90, but I think he went 3, 7, 1 and 5. Our best bet in race number 4. Now, in fact, he's coming out of box number 3. Here comes Denzel. Going to the main quad tonight, David, race number 5, here over the 5.15, restricted win heat. Tough race, 3, 1, 8 are my numbers. Here Comes Blue. Used to start last week, but has one here in 29.62. Led all the way at the Meadows in 29.95. I think it's a one to beat. Judgment Day from box number 1 has some really speed. A little bit up in grade, but is well boxed. And Johnny Football from out wide. He only had a couple of starts for 2 pretty impressive wins. One of those at the Meadows from an inside draw. Race number 6, 5.15. Mixed 4th and 5th grade here. I made it 8, 2 and 7. Tough race. Going to give Isle of Rose another chance tonight, even from the wide draw. Had no luck at all last week in her first start here. And, the pink's no favours, but she's got plenty of class on her side, 8 from 11. And not a lot of speed on her inside tonight. American Queen has some early pace. Smart win here from the same draw in November 16. Certainly in the mix here. And I thought number 7, Move Away, has quick PB here at 29.70 and is definitely a chance with a bit of luck in running race number 6. Race 7, here we go over to 5.95. I like the sisters here, the Intention sisters. I've got Sally on top. I think they're both leaders, and hardly any pace at all, early pace in this race, apart from these 2 greyhounds, Sally and Lottie, her sister, that do pin the boxes and come out and lead. And I think it presents pretty good value. So I've got them 1, 2, and I'm going to take 3 and 4. Pretty open race. Corborn Dynamo is always thereabouts in this level of racing, and Smooth Plains a chance too. Form's okay. Second run over the 5.95 tonight was pretty good last week. Last leg of the quaddie race, number 8 here, 5.95, mixed stake. I made it 3, 1 and 2 on the green on top. Plenty of ability. One here, one in the best of the night at Ballarat. It's over the 5.45, its last 2. Has one here over the 5.15 and good time at 29.46. So it's got some ability. Reliable beginner. OK Boomer, solid win here last start, pinned out from box number 2. And Zinzan Chopper, I think, is the other one with a chance in the race with some clear air. Does run on well, so we'll make it 3, 1 and 2 in the come home. Not too many best bets, as I say. Race 4, number 3, Here Comes Denzel. I think can win, but it is pretty short for us at $1.90. But each way all day, Sally Intention, $11 at the minute. And I think it presents a very good each way bet in race number 7. Number 6, Sally Intention, had a bit of odds tonight, David. So good luck and good punting.
Outstanding work, Neil. Just quickly in recap there, the early quaddie 1, 2, 5, 6, second leg 1, 5, 6, 7, third leg 1, 5, 2, 3 and 8, final leg 1, 3, 5, 7, the main quad 1, 3 and 8, leg 1, 2, 7, 8, leg 2, 3, 4, 6 and 7, leg 3, home with 1, 2 and 3, and the best bets race 4, number 3, Here Comes Denzel, and race 7, number 6, each way, Sally Intention. Beautifully done, Neil. All the very best to yourself and all of the club there on Saturday night for what is one of the nights of the year out there at Sandown. All the very best.
Good on you, David. Talk to you next week.
There we have it. Neil Brown with the latest, having a look at tonight's program there at Sandown. We'll swing back to you, Alex. Only a couple of minutes away from the first of the day here at Ballarat. We've also got the first of the day at Ipswich coming up at 10:35. We might take those, and when we swing back, we'll catch up with Simon Orchard, Sean Matheson, and also the Shane Train to round out today's version of Great Greys. It's currently 29 minutes after 10. You're tuned into TAB Radio. Thank you very much, Alex. And it's time now to head across to South Australia, catch up with Sean Matheson to find out the latest there with what's been going on across there in SA over the last little bit. Of course, good program tonight there. Murray Bridge on Friday, Angle Park on Saturday, nice and early in the morning there, and Gawler on Sunday. Sean's now there on the line for us. Welcome to you, Sean. How do we find you on this Thursday?
Yeah, hi, David. Yeah, great to be with you today. I think you got fine and hot weather in WA, but here it's a bit wet and rainy for a Thursday night, unfortunately. But the racing will be hot on the track, no doubt.
Indeed, and let's hope your tipping form remains hot. You've been doing it beautifully in recent times. Let's get your thoughts for tonight's card there. Who are we having a bet on tonight at Angle Park?
Yeah, just pretty much all best bets for the listeners tonight, David. So the first of the 3 of them comes up in race 5, number 3, Springvale Bray. Around that 225 mark, drawn quite well out of box 3. It's a very strong greyhound, and this was the final of heats that were run at Murray Bridge over the weekend. And Springvale Bray won his heat very impressively. He was able to build speed real quickly and lead throughout. This dog's shown he can match it with the best in the state, winning heat of the Gawler Cup, and mixed distances as well. So he's got speed and strength. I think he'll position himself nice and handy. The speed will probably come from the 7 Where's Poppy. She has very good speed, but I think Springvale Bray will be absolutely close enough, and he's strong enough to run over the top of her. So Springvale Bray on top in race 5 for me.
Race 5, number 3, Springvale Bray. On to the next of the bets.
The next of them comes up in our feature, David, and is the Brian Johnson final at Group 3 level. And it's that's race 8, number 1, My Khaleesi for the Ben Rawlings team. This dog has just gone from strength to strength, shooting for 5 wins in a row, bringing her personal best time down every time she's gone around. And she's drawn beautifully. She wants the rail. She's got the speed. And I think at the Group 3 level, I think she can win this and start taking the next steps, being a really, really nice sprinter for the Rawlings team. So I do expect her to lead. She's the favourite, 225, and it's a strong race. So she won't get it easy, and she'll be out in front. But I think she's proven that she can run the time, and I think she'll get the job done tonight.
Excellent. Race 8, number 1, My Khaleesi, second of the best bets tonight there for Sean Matheson, and the third of the plays.
The third of them, again, is another best bet, and it's around that $2.30 mark, and it comes up in the next race, race 9, number 1, Blossom Michelle. Clearly looks like a 2-dog race between Blossom Michelle and the 7, Anasazi Monelli, an ex-WA greyhound. I just think with Blossom Michelle, she showed enough last week at her second run over 5:30 as she steps up to that trip. She led, and she fought on really strongly behind Riot Rooster, who's a really nice dog progressing here in SA. Ran a time of 30.90. I just think it's a matter of probably where Anasazi Manelli is in the run as to how much of a gap she can put in him. If he's sort of on her tail, she will definitely fight on, but it would be nice if Anasazi Manelli found a little bit of trouble during the run. She should be able to pinch it. But regardless of that, she can run the time in the lead, and I think she's a really good bet.
Race 9, number 1, Blossom Michelle to go along with race 8, number 1, My Khaleesi, and race 5, number 3, Springvale Bray. Best 3 bets of the night for Sean Matheson there at Angle Park. We've got Murray Bridge Friday, the early cards Saturday morning at Angle Park, and Gawler on Sunday. Who do you like there, Sean?
Okay, just a couple for the listeners, one in each venue. So Murray Bridge tomorrow, race 3, number 4, Paramount King, was a good third last start in the race that was won by Blue Intensity. Was getting home really strongly after showing some speed and then getting sort of pushed to the back of the field. Ran home really well. Numerically, his form is not that great, but I think he's progressing quite well, and I think that he will get the job done tomorrow. I think he can show enough speed to actually be up a bit closer to the lead, and he is quite strong. So race 3, number 4, Paramount King tomorrow at the Bridge. Saturday morning's our time-graded meeting, David. I say this almost every week. Someone will win a race with the 10-race program. But in race 6, I like number 5, Springview Force for the Ashley Griffiths team. Probably stepping down in class with this event. It's returning from the 21st of September when the dog last raced. Did match it with some of our better 500-metre dogs. The 342, the dog does have good speed, Springview Force, so should be able to spear to the front and be hard to beat, nice and fresh. And then at Gawler on Sunday night, race 4, number 1, Sweet Sensation for Tony Nobes. She's got a good record from box 1, 1-3, placed on 2 occasions from 8 starts. Was a good third last start. So I think from box 1, expect her to lead and be really hard to beat.
So in recap, that one there at Gawler Sunday, sorry, Sean?
Yeah, it was race 4, number 1, Sweet Sensation on Sunday night.
Sweet Sensation, beautiful to go along with Angle Park Saturday, race 6, number 5, Springview Force, and Murray Bridge Friday, race 3, number 4, Paramount King. Sean, as always, really appreciate your time here on TAB Radio. Enjoy your SA chasing over the next few days, and we'll catch up with you again next Thursday.
All right, David, we'll talk then.
There we have it, Sean Matheson here on Great Greys, where it's now 16 minutes away from 11 o'clock. Time to cross the border, head to New South Wales, find out the latest with our man Simon Orchard there. Welcome to you, Simon. How do we find you today?
G'day there, Shorty. You find me on the road to Dapto, mate. I'm making the trip down tonight for a big race, the Dapto Middle Distance Championship with 25k to the winner. And it got washed out a couple of weeks ago, the heat did, so it pushed the series back a week, mate. We've seen some wonderful chases last week in the heat. Father Rick, gee whiz, went within half a length of breaking the track record and did it, Shorty, at almost the age of 4, which is just remarkable. A dog that's been so consistent around the New South Wales area, especially.
Turn the clock back, old Father Rick. There's no doubt about that. He's been a great chaser and really went on with it. Sorry about that. There's a public service announcement going on there in the background, Simon. So at the airports are fun places to be. I've tried to find a quiet spot, but when someone's running late for a flight, it's awfully difficult to find a quiet spot. It looks like that announcement's now done, so we can get back to this race at Dapto. And Father Rick, how are we playing this tonight, though, at Dapto? Where are we having a bet?
Yeah, we loved the price. I shouldn't say we liked it. Loved the price. Father Rick originally went up at $5.50, and I think the punters thought the same. They snapped that up. I think he was in at $3.50 last time I saw, and I still think that's worth having a little bet. Look, the biggest danger is One Hot Bandit from box 1. If Father Rick jumps like he did last week, and One Hot Bandit jumps on his hammer, we saw it through the $1 Million Chase series in the semi-finals. Magistrate looked home, and One Hot Bandit just mowed him down at Wentworth Park. That goes a little bit different, tends to favour on-speed dogs, but I still think Father Rick, the play, One Hot Bandit, the biggest danger, I think, the current favourite. Punters Bandit in 7, a little bit sticky out there. You're getting about $3 for Punters Bandit as well. If you wanted to have one at an each-way play, look, I don't mind the look of Sandstorm Rico. Box 4 needs to lead to be a big hope, and it was around the $13 mark last time I had a look. I don't think the dog can necessarily win, but if it jumps out in front and maybe Father Rick isn't as quick away as he was last week, Sandstorm Rico can certainly run a bold race on the arm. But in saying that, look, I think it's all about Father Rick. If he can get anywhere near what he did last week, as I said, almost track record time, almost under 34 seconds. One dog in the history of the Dapto 600 has done that in Bandit Jane, and I think he will win. In saying that, One Hot Bandit terrifies me if he gets the right run on the rail, which I think he will tonight, and he's the play as well. But Father Rick, the bet for us at the dogs tonight at Dapto, Shorty.
All right. Anything else for the punters to get involved with around the grounds?
Yeah, we like a dog by the name of August Bob, race 6, number 4. Just have a look at the price. I reckon you're probably going to get a better price than maybe you deserve. This dog has flown 29.61, I think 29.67. A couple of really sharp efforts at Dapto a few weeks ago. Went down to Melbourne to have a look down there ahead of some big age-restricted races in the next few months. And Steve Fitch has a big opinion of this animal. There's some decent chases in the field, and I reckon that's why you're probably getting closer to even money than you should. But I think 6-4 August Bob's a good bet. As I said, Father Rick, race 8, number 3. If you want to have a play tomorrow, Casino Cup's on, Shorty. Race 8, number 3, Magistrate. I've already mentioned the $1 Million Chase run. I honestly think this is one of the bets, maybe of the month. Last time I checked was about 230, 240. A dog that won the $1 Million Chase regional final and heat at Casino, has had a trial before the heats, was the fastest qualifier in the heats, drawn perfectly. Greg Stella, he's just a really underrated but fantastic trainer. This dog, he's a weapon, Shorty. So I reckon 8-3 at Casino tomorrow, the best play on your Friday. I haven't had a look forward to Saturday yet, mate, but hopefully there's a bit of value around.
I'm sure there'll be some good options for Wentworth Park Saturday night. If you're looking for some tips there, tune into the Mail Collection tomorrow afternoon. We'll certainly have a few tips there for that program for our listeners. And, of course, you can head to thedogs.com.au. Always plenty of mail there for the punters. And tune in as this great man we chat to each and every week, Simon Orchard, does some of his fine work each and every week there on those channels. Simon, as always, appreciate your time here on Great Grace. Thanks very much. Have a ripper Thursday and all the very best for the weekend of chasing upcoming.
Thank you very much, mate. Give the father strength. Hooroo.
Good luck to you. There we have it. He's getting right around Father Rick tonight there at Dapto in that middle distance series. Alex, we're going to throw back to you. We've got the second from Hawkesbury just around the corner.
You are tuned into Shorty and the team on Great Grays.
Yes, and we'll round it out with the train on this Thursday morning. Plenty of great chasing to look forward to, and no doubt he's pretty excited as well, heading towards one of the features out there on Saturday. with Keshi Boom, who's been flying of late. Train, welcome to you. How are the excitement levels heading towards Saturday with Keshi Boom looking to make it 5 straight?
Yeah, good morning, Shorty. Good morning, listeners. Well, it was a very big thrill last week, Shorty. I must admit that to have success in that sort of race, and you look at the honour roll there, Shorty, and some of the horses that have gone on, what they've gone on to do, it's a bit of a pinch yourself moment, to be honest. But very excited. Obviously, you're looking for somewhere with good air conditioning there on Saturday, Shorty. That's for sure.
Most definitely. It's going to be a spectacular day, and what an honour to have a runner on a day like that.
Yeah, 100%, Shorty. And you listen to all the trainers and jockeys, and I heard Dan Morton say earlier today, as a racing fan, it's just a great spectacle to watch that race, that kiddies race. There's a lot of chances, and our best 3-year-olds on show there. So, it's going to be really exciting, Shorty, and we might have to try and get you there one day.
Yeah, well, I'll be there in a couple of weeks' time hosting another of those Punters Club days. Busy boy, but wherever I am, I'm always cheering nice and loud. Make no mistake about that. Let's get your thoughts with chasing here locally over the next little bit. We can have a look at Mandurah program tonight, and you're looking to go late for the punters here.
Yeah, late in the program, Shorty, and over the 300-metre trip. I found it a pretty tricky meeting tonight, but going to kick it off, race 10, number 8, Miss Condoleezza. Damien's team's been going really well at Mandurah. Obviously, done his homework there, and they're having their 3rd or 4th run now. And this dog's got good speed. I think it can be up on the pace tonight and be very hard to beat, Shorty. So we'll kick it off there, race 10, number 8, and then we'll go over to race 12, number 1, Hopeland, dog trained by Cody Charles. Back in distance, but back in grade. You have a look at the dogs that's been racing, and I think if it gets a start right there tonight, Shorty, it's going to be very hard to beat. So 10, 8, and 12, 1 at Mandurah tonight.
10, 8, 12, 1 for Thursday night chasing. We switch our focus now to Friday night down there at Mandurah. Who you're liking on Mandurah Cup night? What a race it promises to be. Yeah,
very good race, Shorty. I remember being in the race last year, and there were some good dogs in it last year. Vice Grip, Amplified, Unsee. This was a very good dog, very good field. And I think tomorrow night's field is no different. Very good field and evenly spread across the board. That box draw. So. But I'm going to go a bit late into the card as well there, Shorty, tomorrow. Race 7, number 1, Barrio Beast, dog trained by Lewis Clay. This dog's really taken back to Mandurah. He did go okay at Kennington, his last few runs, but obviously relishes being back at Mandurah, Shorty's box 1. Going to get every chance from there, and I think it'll be very hard to beat race 7, number 1. And then we'll go over to race 11, another Cherry Bomber, Shorty, number 1, Power of Molly. I think this dog has been going really well, flying under the radar from bad draws, Shorty. I think he gets the chance off the Cherry to jump on the arm and run some time here. So not sure what price he'll be. I think he could be a little bit of each way odds there, I think. So pretty keen them two on Friday night, Shorty. 7-1 and 11-1.
Pair of Cherry Bombers on the Friday night there. Race 7, number 1, Barrio Beast. Race 11, number 1, Power of Molly. Both greyhounds well suited by the new Mandurah layout. Off to Cannington on Saturday night.
Yeah, Kennington Saturday night, Shorty. We'll check that weather. We probably may have a late start again like we did last night, but we'll just keep the punters posted there for Saturday. I'm going to kick it off with a dog that was very impressive last week, Shorty. First up over the distance, race 4, number 2, West on Nugget. Now, I know it's got the stablemate in 1. I'm probably going to save on the Quinoa there, but I just thought around about 650 this dog. He ran 42.17 his first go at the trip, run it out really well. And I think he's a very good chance of leading all the way there. But like I said, we will save with the Quinoa on 1 and 2 with Couch Surfer. But I think West on Nugget was really impressive last week, Shorty, and I think it'd be hard to beat on Saturday night. So race 4, number 2, West on Nugget. And then we'll go over to race 10, number 8. Not normally a box I would be tipping him from, but doesn't seem to be a lot of speed if you take out Granite Song in this race. And Mixed Dozen's going to roll forward, Shorty. I think we either need to be in front or behind Granite Song, as it does like to shift off on the corners. So I can see him just driving up on the inside if Granite Song does lead. He's fresh. He's first up for a bit in the 600. So I think if Mixed Dozen can camp on Granite Song and just pinch the rail when he runs wide, I think he'll be very hard to beat. So 2 there for Saturday, race 4, number 2, and race 10, number 8.
4, 2, 10, 8. And you've got one from the kennel for this weekend, a dog that's really, speaking of canines that have really appreciated the Mandurah circuit, you've got one of your own here.
She looks really well placed on Sunday, Shorty. Race 12, number 7, Stevie Manelli. The 6-dog field, she's drawn wide where she wants to be. She never trialled on the Friday night. I used that as a trial and then backed her up into Tuesday, and she improved on the clock to 27.42. So I think that's getting down to be not a bad time, as we've seen the times there over the 488. So I'm not sure what sort of price she will be, but I think she's my best bet for the weekend out of my team, Shorty, that's for sure.
Well, it deserves to go in with a bit of confidence with Stevie Manelli. She's really found her niche in life there at Mandurah, seems to love the place. So race 12, number 7 on Sunday, Stevie Manelli for our man of the Shane Train. Train, all the very best with your tips along with your runners, and go Keshi Boom out there on Saturday.
Yeah, go Keshi, Shorty, and keep that water flowing on Saturday, punters.
Well, my word, yeah, keep the liquids up. It's going to be a warm day out there. It's certainly a hot spell here in WA, both here locally as well as up north where I've been. It was nice and warm up there, I'll give you the tip. Not far away now from race number 2 of the day at Ballarat. That brings to a close Great Greys on this Thursday morning. Huge thanks to all of my guests and Alex Vlahos, who's done a wonderful job in the studio putting it all together. Alex, apologies for a little bit of the background noise there today, mate, but it all adds to a little bit of theatre and hopefully plenty of winners out of the show today. To yourself and all the people tuned in this morning, many winners to you all. We'll be back tomorrow morning between 9 and 10 for Chasing Winners with Peter O'Neill and Jesse Earnshaw. Until then, all the very best.